we say dangerous in WWE, we're not talking about a good promo. We're not talking about a funny backstage segment. We're talking about the men and women who could and sometimes did end a career with one wrong move. These aren't just tough guys. These are the wrestlers that made referees nervous, made opponents scared, and made fans hold their breath every single time they stepped through the ropes. This is the top 10 most dangerous wrestlers in WWE history. Now, I want to be clear right from the start. When I say dangerous, I'm not just talking about who would win a real fight. I'm talking about in-ring style, reckless moves, legitimate injuries caused, and that unpredictable aura that made everyone from John Cena to a rookie watch their back. In this countdown, we're ranking the most shocking, intimidating, and legitimately unsafe competitors to ever sign a WWE contract. And trust me, number 1 isn't who you might expect. Let's start with an honorable mention before we hit number 10. Honorable mention, Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome was only in WWE for a cup of coffee, but his awesome bomb from the top rope to the floor, that move alone changed how people viewed high-risk wrestling. Dangerous because he didn't care where you landed. Number 10, Brock Lesnar. Before this happened, the tension had already been building for weeks. Brock Lesnar broke Undertaker's streak, then started destroying everyone. But what makes Brock truly dangerous? He shoots on people. Remember when he split open Randy Orton's head for real with elbows? Or when he legit broke Braun Strowman's arm in a match? Brock doesn't work snug. He works stiff, and there's a difference. In my opinion, Brock is dangerous not because of malice, but because of raw power he can't always control. Number 9, Vader. Vader was 450 pounds of I don't care about your face. In the 90s, he nearly killed Gorilla Monsoon with a Vader bomb. He broke Stan Hansen's neck accidentally. Sure, but the pattern was there. Then, in one shocking moment, Vader punched a rookie named Heath Slater so hard backstage that Slater needed dental surgery. Vader was old school. If you got in the ring with him, you accepted the risk. Number 8, Sabu. Now, Sabu was never a WWE main eventer, but he was on ECW and had a brief WWE run, and he was terrifying. He wrestled with a dislocated jaw, a torn bicep, and once even taped his own bleeding head closed mid-match. What made this even crazier was his disregard for his own safety. He did triple jump moonsaults onto tables that weren't set up right. Dangerous to himself, and whoever he landed on. Number 7, Bob Holly. Here's a name fans forget. Bob Holly was the hardest hitter in the locker room, and he was proud of it. He admitted in shoot interviews that if a rookie didn't respect him, he'd punch them for real. One story, Holly legitimately beat the hell out of a young wrestler named Matt Cappotelli during a dark match just to toughen him up. That's not wrestling. That's bullying with power, and WWE let him do it for over a decade. Number 6, Umaga. Umaga was billed as a Samoan savage, but the real danger? His finisher. The Samoan spike, a thumb thrust to the throat, was one thing, but his wild, uncontrolled strikes and the way he threw people around the ring? Multiple opponents have said working with Umaga felt like a car crash. Harking at this point, fans already knew something big was coming. But Umaga's unpredictability made every match feel one step away from a real injury. Number 5, Kurt Angle with a broken freaking neck. Kurt Angle is a gold medalist. That means he knows exactly how to hurt someone. But what made Angle dangerous wasn't cruelty, it was recklessness. He wrestled with a broken neck for years. He did moonsaults onto concrete. Then, in one shocking moment, he suplexed Shane McMahon through a glass pane that wasn't sugar glass. Shane nearly died, and Kurt kept wrestling. EB clearly knew what they were doing here. They weaponized his amateur background. But make no mistake, Kurt Angle was dangerous because he genuinely didn't care if he got paralyzed. Number 4, New Jack. New Jack only had a few WWE matches in ECW before the buyout, but he belongs on this list because he literally tried to murder a man in the ring, and it's on tape. In ECW, New Jack stabbed Vic Grimes with a fork, threw him off a scaffold, and later admitted to using a taser during matches. He was banned from most wrestling for a reason. If New Jack didn't like you, you might not walk out. Number 3, The Undertaker, early years. This one surprises people. The Undertaker later became a respected leader, but early 90s Mean Mark Taker? He was stiff, he was huge, and he had no interest in protecting opponents. In my opinion, this wasn't just done for shock value. Taker threw Mankind off a cell twice, but more than that. He tombstoned people on chairs, on concrete, on car hoods. The difference? He made it look like murder. and that psychological danger counts. Number 2, Goldberg, WWE run. Goldberg in WCW was powerful, but Goldberg in WWE? That's when he became actually dangerous. He gave Bret Hart a concussion that ended Bret's career with a single mule kick to the head. Then he broke his own arm punching a window on purpose and nearly injured Undertaker twice in one match. Goldberg is the scariest kind of dangerous, someone who doesn't realize how strong he is. WWE may have just been getting started with him in 2003, but the damage was done. One man's career ended. Several others were hurt. Number 1, Dr. Death Steve Williams. Now the big question is, who's number 1? It's not Brock, it's not Taker, it's Steve Dr. Death Williams. Dr. Death was a legitimate amateur wrestling legend and a pro wrestler who believed working stiff was the only way. In Japan, he was feared. In WWE, his infamous brawl for all tournament exposed him, but not before he nearly killed several people. He legitimately broke Bart Gunn's jaw and knocked him out cold. He concussed multiple sparring partners. And here's the kicker. Williams admitted he didn't know how to pull punches. That's not a brag. That's a confession. In my opinion, Steve Williams is the most dangerous wrestler in WWE history because he combined legitimate fighting skill with zero regard for performance safety. And that's a terrifying combo. Now let's be honest for a second. He has always walked a line between tough and reckless. And in my opinion, this list isn't just about who hurt people, it's about a culture that used to celebrate it. This was not accidental booking. In the 90s and early 2000s, being dangerous was a gimmick. You got more TV time if you made people bleed for real. Bob Holly wasn't punished, he was praised. New Jack was banned, but only after the 3rd attempted murder. If you really look at how this was presented, WWE clearly knew what they were doing here. They sold danger as entertainment. And that's why these segments worked so well. But they also ended careers. Today, WWE is safer. Concussion protocols, wellness policies, agents slowing down matches. But the legacy of these 10 men, that never goes away. And every time you see a stiff strike in AEW or New Japan, you're watching their influence. Now the big question is, will we ever see another wrestler this dangerous again? If WWE continues its current path, no. The company is too corporate, too publicly traded, and too scared of lawsuits. But there's a real chance that as wrestling gets more physical again with guys like Gunther and Ilya, Dragunov might see a new kind of danger. This story feels far from over, because while WWE won't allow a Bob Holly again, they will allow a ring general who works snug. And snug over 20 years becomes dangerous. WWE may just be getting started with a new era of hard-hitting wrestling. But trust me, no one will ever reach the level of Dr. Death again, and maybe that's a good thing. But now the real question is, should WWE ever bring back the dangerous style? Or are we better off with safer, longer careers? Whatever happens next, one thing is clear. These 10 men changed wrestling forever. Some for the better, some not so much. So now I want to know your opinion. Comment below, who did I miss? Was Steve Williams really more dangerous than Brock Lesnar? And who's the most dangerous wrestler today? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wrestling content. I'll see you in the next one.